Hey there guys, Erica here from Highway 49 RC. Thank you so much to my patrons and channel members for supporting me the way you do. You guys make what I do possible, so thank you. Well, today it is time that I once again don my alter ego as Crazy Brush Girl. Aw yeah, we've got another motor to rebuild today guys. I picked out a Trinity Speed Gems 94 Jade to rebuild today. When I say Speed Gems 94, that is a updated re-release of the original Speed Gems motors. I do not have one of those original Jade motors, but I'm currently searching for one. So this is a 15-turn quad wind motor. It's in fairly good condition, which I'm really happy about. The commutator I looked at briefly is totally gonna need some love. And these pink and green wires on here, super cool. I'm totally gonna put these back on, put some 4mm bullets on them so it's ready to go in whatever rig I want. But I'm definitely gonna have to do some more multicolored silicone wire wiring in my rigs from now on because I think it looks super cool. But enough of me rambling, let's get straight into the rebuild. First things first, let's get these motor wires off. There's one. There's two. I'm gonna go ahead and set these aside for later. We'll go ahead and put some bullet connectors on them and put it back on later on. I'm just gonna clip the capacitors off for now since unsoldering them is being rather difficult. We don't really need the capacitors these days because of our fancy schmancy new radios. They were originally put on to reduce radio interference as far as I know. I'll be cleaning up those solder tabs a little later. But for now, let's focus on our end bell here. As usual, put my positive on my right-hand side because red on the right. Let's go ahead and pop our brush springs off. Check out our brushes. Yeah, they're small. They could they're due to be replaced, I'd say. They've probably got a little more life in them, but we're here, might as well replace them. That one's a little better. The positive side is a little more worn down, which of course makes sense. And we can take our brush screws out, drop off all of this nonsense. Our hoods and heat sinks off. There we go. Little sneak peek of the commutator in there. Do the other side. There is our bare end bell. A little dirty. We'll make sure to get that cleaned up super nice. Now let's pull the end bell off completely. Loosen up our screws. And let's get our first look inside of this Trinity Speed Gems Jade. Very nice. Looking good, looking good. Inside of our end bell there, dirty as per the usual. We'll get that cleaned up good. And there is our commutator. Certainly needs a little love. It's got a bit of a lip on there. But we should be able to clean that up good. It's got quite a few spacers on there. I'm going to pop those shims off now before I lose them. Set them with my end bell so I know which side they came off of. Remove the armature. These feel like really strong magnets. Stronger than normal. No shims down in the bottom of the can. And there is our armature. With our motor fully disassembled, let's go ahead and do a cleaning and desoldering montage. Get everything nice and clean, ready to be put back together. My preferred cleaning tools are just a rag, a wire brush to get any grime, and a can of Zepp AC Flush. It's now called ID Red by Zepp, and you just put it in one of these compressed spray cans and you're good to go. All my parts are nice and clean and shiny and free of solder. For those that need a good solder wick, this ChemWick Light stuff is amazing from Chemtronics Inc. This stuff wicks solder like nobody's business. I love this stuff. I love using it. So I've also picked out my brushes. I'm just going to use some home soft copper stand-ups for right now. I don't want to use anything fancy just because I don't know if I'm actually going to run this or not. For starters, I've got to put my timing ring back on. These little screws and the little solder tabs. So there's part of the end bell put back together. Next we got to do heat sinks, brush hoods, and brushes. So I'm going to put my spring post in. Just like so. We're going to leave it a little bit loose for right now so that we can align the brush hoods in a moment. I'm going to set my brush screw in the eyelet and set this right down on the end bell. There is our brush attached. And now I just got to do the same thing to the other side. And there you go. Other side is put together very, very nicely indeed. Now we're going to go ahead and plop this on the motor can and align the brush hoods. Go ahead and pop that on there. Snug these down. And then use our alignment tool to make sure the brush hoods are nice and straight with each other. So we stick this guy through both of the brush hoods like that, and then put a motor shaft down through the top. Figure out where the hole is, there we go. So see, now we've got a motor shaft that slides real nice, and our alignment tool is in there. So now we can tighten down our screws for the hoods and heat sinks. Aligning the brush hoods is important for proper brush wear and proper brush break-in. So our shaft still slides super nice. Pop that out, pull out our alignment tool. I'm going to add just a couple drops of oil to the bearings, make sure they are nice and lubricated. Spin it with a pencil here. Feels a little gritty, but I mean, once you start spinning it, it's pretty smooth. Yeah, that's pretty nice. What about the can? Let's put a couple drops in there. Again, a little bit gritty in there, but it feels pretty smooth, so that's good. Our motor can bearing is oiled, so is our end bell bearing. Our end bell's put back together. And I have just realized that I have been a little bit of a silly and totally forgot about turning the comm. So let's go ahead and do that. I didn't give you guys a very good close-up of the commutator earlier, so there you go. Not bad. Needs a little work though. I'm going to go ahead and set this up from this angle so you guys can see. I want to adjust my side-to-side movement here with the screw on the end so we don't have any movement. I'm going to put a couple drops of oil on here to lubricate. So now what I've got to do is set the stop for the carriage with this bolt here. So it's a little bit too close, so I'm going to loosen the nut, turn it in until I feel like it's about in the right spot, tighten that nut back up, and with that we are off to the races. So before I start, I mark the commutator with a Sharpie. And I've taken a few cuts, and as you can see, there are these low spots right at the edges of each comm segment. And so what we need to do is keep turning this down until those black segments are completely gone. Well, my O-ring, my drive belt broke. That's kind of annoying. But as you can see, we're slowly working our way down. That one is almost gone. There's still a bit of a black spot on those two, and this one's working its way down as well. So let me go grab another drive belt and we'll keep going. So based on what we've got left here, I think I'm going to do one more medium pass and call it good. Gorgeous. That cleaned it up absolutely perfectly. So now we're going to clean up the edges of the comma segments with a pen. Just give them a slight bevel. Helps to get rid of those burrs. Gives a nice smooth edge so that it doesn't catch the brushes when they're coming around and breaking in. And the back of a X-Acto knife just to clean out any gunk that's in the gaps between the comma segments. And just like that, we've got a super nice, clean cut comm. And there's the scrape that I put on there accidentally. Oops. Now that we've got a nice clean commutator, we can go ahead and put our shims back on the armature. If I can pick them up. Oh my goodness. Turns out I cannot. Oh my goodness. I cannot pick these up. Oh, and I just shot that way off somewhere into the distance. Hang on. Start with our shims, our bushings on both sides. Now we can put the armature in the can. Just like so. Plop our end bell on. There, I'm pretty sure that is 0 timing right there. Tighten up our end bell screws. I will go and double check and make sure that this is the correct timing because somebody did not pay attention. Slip our brushes in. Add our brush spring. Ta-da, just like that. Do the same thing on the other side. Brush, brush spring, and voila. There is our Trinity SpeedGems 94 Jade motor completely rebuilt. This thing looks awesome. All I want to do now is put these pink and green wires back on it because I think they look super trick. So I'm going to do that and then we'll give it a quick test. I got my motor leads soldered on very nicely. Got some 4mm bullets on the end, which is my personal standard for brushed motors. And you'll notice I actually took the motor back apart because there's something about the armature that I found interesting that I want to share with you guys. This is supposed to be a quad wind motor, which means there should be 4 wires under each of those tabs on the comm segment. But how many wires do you guys see? I only see 3. So that means that this is not the original armature out of this motor. Which is okay, I don't mind. But I do wonder what turn count it is, if it is a triple. With our motor fully reassembled, finally, for the final time, it is time for a quick test. Let's hook her up and see just how she runs. Not bad, not bad. Looks like we're pulling about 2 amps here. And there you have it, guys. Our Trinity SpeedGems 94 Jade is rebuilt. I, again, love the pink and green wires. They look awesome. And everything turned out very nice. The shadows make it look a little dirty, but we're going to ignore that. The brush heads and heat sinks are nice and shiny with fresh brushes in there and a little break-in. this thing will be ready for use in a car. With that, guys, thank you so much for watching this motor rebuild. I'm really hoping to do some more of these because I've got like 10 more motors that need to be rebuilt. So hopefully you guys enjoy the rebuilds. I certainly do. With that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do leave a big fat thumbs up for this Trinity Speed Gems 94 Jade. If this does happen to be the first video that you have seen by me, make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you want to catch up with me and what I'm up to, Instagram is a great place. My handle is highway49_RC. If you want to chat with fellow RC enthusiasts just like yourselves, my Discord is a great place for that. And if you want to support me and the channel, joining my Patreon and becoming a member would be fantastic. So that's it for me, guys. I'm going to quit rambling. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Okay, back to normal Erica.